Stuff.
Accordion progress. Keith, how's everything?
Good, how about you, Joe?
They're doing well, doing well.
Nice.
I did find out it's getting harder to find a place to eat that you can eat without taking loan, that's all. And I went online before I think by walking in. I still want to try Blue Water Manor. Just because I used to work there and the place looks gorgeous.
You're probably
But
gonna.
I heard
Well, maybe not yet.
the prices are a little above my price range.
Blue Water Manor?
Circuit carrot, $75.
I eat it, 231 Ottawa, it's price is pretty good there.
Yeah.
Yeah. High food.
There you go. All right, let's call the September meeting of the Village of Lake George Board of Trustees to order at 4:29. I'd like to invite us all to stand and have trustee Root lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's go. I'd like to entertain a motion for the approval of minutes from the August 19th and special meeting of August 30th. Take a motion for that.
I will have to, I wasn't at the special meeting, so I can't
Okay,
vote on
That
that.
wasn't a special meeting.
Well, then, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I guess I'll second it.
Can you have there's only two people here, can you have them approve
Wait
it?
until,
You have to have a quorum to approve it or not, I don't know.
We have a quorum.
Yeah, you could still vote to approve, but.
well, two people for.
I wasn't
vote
there,
for.
so it's hard
Yeah.
for me to prove it. I don't
No,
know.
but two people to vote for it though. That if was, they want to vote against.
Oh, if you're
it.
abstaining with this too, carry yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I might
carries.
have to delay that until Allison gets here, but we can
We can
approve
do
it.
it for the first. We'll do
The
it for the
regular meeting.
September.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the September one when I was president.
You mean the August 19th?
August 19th, September
Yeah.
meeting. Oh, no,
August meeting.
August meeting, yeah.
Okay, there's a motion, Jose seconded it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we'll hold on the special meeting. We have monthly reports from the Superintendent of Public Works, Director of Special Events, Sanitation Department in Caldwell Sewer District, Meter and Dock Revenue, Planning and Zoning Administration, Treasurer's Financial Report, Fire Department, and Car Show PP Review Report, Revenue Report. All those will be made available for anyone that would like them, free of charge, as always. Light up the village discussion. In speaking with the Director of Special Events, we're not sure that a Friday evening is really gonna help too much. It's gonna be, a lot of people come here for that on the weekend and they get here, they get dinner, and then they get the kids to bed. It probably wouldn't be feasible to do the Friday evening. I did budget in our Octax 10,500 for it, so we're only 250 short, which we have to do just the Saturday. So I think that's the direction we're leaning, because it's there was like, we did the community band at the Caldwell Presbyterian. There was like about 17 people that showed up to see it
Oh, on a Friday night.
on the Friday night,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Then we're not quite sure what the weather's gonna be. We're gonna maybe play it closer to the vest on our capabilities, because you're likely gonna have a tent again.
No stage.
No stage yet. Unfortunately, I don't know if anybody needs to be admitted.
I don't see anybody.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Allison. We held a vote for you, because you, Jose, and myself were the only ones to attend the special meeting on
Thanks, sorry.
August 30th. I'll take a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
And a second,
I'll second.
seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor say aye. Aye, and 2 abstentions. All right, back to resolutions. We have a donation kindly given by Karen Tinney for What is she,
It's,
what was she buying?
it's a donation for the dog park. Just in her, I believe it was her husband.
In her husband's
passed.
name, that's right. Her husband passed.
She just, that he would bring the dog there every day or quite frequently, so she wished to do the donation and in order to accept that.
We need to, yeah, we need
board
a
approval.
board approval in order to accept any donation of her $75.
Did she specify any use or just, it was just a?
Just any
Just a
repairs.
donation towards the dog
We're
park.
working on the pavers that we had. Gene wants to redo it. I mean, it's all gonna be basically sweat equity. It's not gonna
Yeah,
cost us too much. We just have to buy some pavers, which was in our budget. So what we'll do is sporadically lay, I think there's only about 11 people that have bought pavers, and the walkway in would take about 200 pavers, so he's just gonna sporadically put them in. And then he can take them out as new pavers get purchased.
it'd be nice if we could point to something directly that it tripped the $250, if possible.
Yeah, I'm imagining it will go to that because she plans on buying a paver, so
Okay.
that would help out with the cost of the bricks.
I'll make a motion to approve the acceptance of that donation.
Okay, is there a second?
Second it.
I think.
I think
You beat me
Allison's
to it.
got in there. Look.
She warmed up.
Seconded by trustee Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Chair votes aye. So the Bradley Street Pump Station survey work, has that been completed, Keith?
Not yet. Sean has been, keeping us abreast of what's going on. I think it's more scheduling, with the, certain answer there. But they are actively, getting into that process.
Okay. And as we're talking about the replacement of that pump station, we've already agreed to spread that cost over the town outside of village water customers. And the town has agreed that's the way we should go forward, so we just need a motion to bill them for the estimated $4,500 across all town outside of village water customers.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and just second,
I'll Second it.
seconded by trustee Master Domenico. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Mayor votes aye. We actually, it's kind of I didn't really need approval because it's emergency work, but I wanted to let you all know that we had the Shepherd Park surveyed, both boundary and topographic survey. So we can design the new amphitheater with some ADA compliance that maybe didn't exist before. So that was done last week. The computations are being completed as we speak, and it's paid out of the insurance money. So I'll just, I'll take a retroactive approval for that.
I'll make that retroactive, well, active motion.
Active motion. Is there a second?
I can second.
Second by trustee Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Did you vote?
So
Okay, cool. Aye. Turf management approval for Wood Park. That is twice a year?
Yeah, they generally do it June, August, September. What happened was normally they would hand it to us along with the other for the rec center, but there must have just got behind and failed to give us the paperwork before with the others. We approved obviously the other, we do these every year. This we get reimbursed.
This is a pass
From
through.
the
We get reimbursed from
Warren
the county
County.
for it, but
So I just
just take a motion to approve.
could approve the forfeit.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Winter Alcove, Lake George Beach Club. Yay.
Even himself?
Yeah, he's gonna recuse himself. Yeah.
Do you know well what it's about?
I do. Yeah,
To
it's very
explain
simple.
it? Okay.
It is, we've done it. You don't have to leave. Just keep your mouth shut.
It's hard. It's a hard one.
Montana's did it when they were open. They built just a weather enclosure so that you're
Yeah.
opening one door before you open
Like
the
the
other.
vestibule.
Like a vestibule or a
Right.
weather related vestibule, temporary, likely 4 months,
Yeah.
it will be built in fashion of the building exterior itself.
The main entrance there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that cold air doesn't.
Cold air
run in.
doesn't
Yeah.
wash
Aesthetic type,
through and
yeah.
chase the heat out.
You have so this is conceptual, I'll talk to you maybe, Raymond.
That's fine.
Is there some sort of drawing or conceptual? How far out is it gonna go? And Is it a planning board issue?
No,
one?
it's a village board issue. We
Okay.
did it with, I think. Someone else did it one year.
I
but they were
remember
staying
that
open.
being put outside the bar over in the village mall.
Yeah, no, that's right, too. The guys at the Lagoon did it.
Yeah,
To
Joe.
protect their,
Did Mike do it down
Most
at,
likely never
when you had
succeeded.
Cafe Vero down where Biscotti's is now? Did he do something like that?
I think he did, and we gave him approval for that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense. It's just, it's,
long as it's
I
not-
know the most recent one was Montana's, that when he was open.
Yeah, he actually had like a storm door.
Yeah,
built
he did
on it.
actually
Yeah,
a door on
That
it.
was bad because that pole there went right to the bar.
Yeah, yeah, and you sat right,
Yeah.
right behind the door, but,
He got there last.
I would make a motion that we approve conceptually based on a 4 foot out, a minimum of 4 feet out from the door for compliance reasoning. And built in the
Door swing,
character,
right?
yeah, door swing out in character with the current exterior of the building.
Is it going to be, like I've seen them with, actually you can buy them online, but I've seen them with just like a canvas material and plastic windows.
I've seen that as
That's a-
well.
a
What do you
pretty-
plan on doing?
That's a
I
pretty
think-
basic, easy up,
Yeah.
easy down.
We're gonna build it pretty hard because the winds we get going down the hill. So it's gonna be, I use lack of a better term, panels. It's gonna look like a regular walls on there, the slanted roof into the rock.
Mhm.
And it'll literally be 3 panels that we erect and will attach towards the building. And March, right after Carnival, when we take our month break, we're gonna take it down and get the building ready for the summer after that. So it's really, I think, 4 months. Our national grid bill, gas went up so absurdly over last winter, and we were realizing we're losing all of our hot air. So we're cranking on the heat even more to keep the building warm. That and our old glass, the single pane along that
Mm.
lakeside.
So it'll be colored to match the building.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It'll be white, just like
I
the
was
building,
looking for
the T-111. With
T111,
the
yeah.
blue trim,
Yeah.
it'll look like it's actually part of the building.
Well, everything else is done nicely there, so I assume that you'll continue that trend.
So.
I'll make a motion to.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
One abstention. I vote aye. LoSAP to add a 2-year option to pay out. This was brought to us by the fire company. Hey, Johnny, would you like to explain this? You probably know a little bit more about it than I do. The 2-year extension, or was that more Hugh?
It was more Hugh.
Okay,
I think it's because they didn't expect people to be in the service for 50 years. So it was capped, so they want to extend it so they can continue on.
that's a different one.
It was more when you go to take your
With the
disbursement.
disbursements,
Continue-
yeah.
You can continue to extend it. There was 2 things he brought, right?
Yeah,
One
he brought-
because of 50 years of service, and one,
Was the
you can
other,
only extend it so many times, and they want to add an extra 2 years in extending it. That's this one, right?
yes, that's it,
Okay.
exactly. It can take a lump sum or in annual installments of 5 or 10 years.
And they wanted to add an extra.
They wanted
2
to
years.
add an extra 2 years to that. It's basically, they're entitled to it, in my opinion. Yeah, an annual installation, you have to have 2, 5, or 10 years, so they're adding the 2-year option. It was only a 5 and 10 year, and they're adding a 2-year option. So, I'll take a motion to approve that.
Make that motion?
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
One more
Very
little
well
step
said.
question as long as you're on.
Why not?
You did the resolutions, regarding all the LoSAP things, but the change hasn't taken over with Tom McKinney stepping in, because Bob still hasn't been notified.
Hasn't he?
I didn't notify him.
Oh.
No, this is the one where I told you she was asking if you would send him a letter,
Oh,
and
no.
it was discussed.
Geez, I didn't send him a letter. I will send him a letter.
Okay.
I will. And we did have, we paid someone to do the resolution for the other LoSAP, didn't we?
That's, That's what this was.
That's what this was.
That's what
This was the one that we,
This was
yeah,
we paid $300.
okay, $300 for that, right? Okay.
We were waiting for him to get us
It took us, so it took them a
the
while,
res-
a
we
couple
paid,
months, actually.
the first one was to approve to pay for it, to have them to write it, and this is them writing.
I met with the NBRC, which is the Northern Borders Regional Council, and we applied for a grant from them for, which we would use for the improvements to the amphitheater or the rebuilding of the stage, for $500,000. We received notice of them that we've made it past the first trial and we can fill out the long form application. Beth Gillis will do that for us free of charge, as she always does, but I wanted to get a resolution authorizing me to sign it as the authorized official. So might be getting $500,000 more for the amphitheater and stage, so why not go for it? It looks like we've appeared favorably to them, so I'll take a motion for that.
I would gladly make that motion.
Okay, will anyone gladly second it?
I will.
All right, gladly seconded
Seconded.
by trustee Master Domenico. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Chair votes aye. Okay, special events. Facilities use, what is that exactly is she asking? Did she?
She's
send
asking that the $50 fee that each vendor has to pay in order to do the farmer's market. She wants people that are part of this agriculture, what's it called? The New York State agriculture to have their fee waived. They don't want to pay the $50 fee that we make all vendors pay to do.
Is that,
What farmer's market is she referring?
is she,
I
That's
don't
what
know.
I was wondering.
is she referring to a farmer's market or just her market?
Well, she says,
Because usually it's just about, the event that she would be
well,
concerned
she's
with.
saying regarding the new requirement for even our farmers market vendors to pay the electric. She's saying that anything that she does, if they have this agriculture, New York State agriculture permit or whatever, or if they're part of a member of that their fee be waived.
If they can prove that they are a New York farm or an actual New York,
Yeah, I'd rather see proof that when the applications come in,
Right.
only just in case, hey, just say you're applying and you'll save $50. you know.
yes, they'd have to show proof that they're part of New York State agriculture.
Per application basis, that's where we word it.
Yeah,
My philosophy is if you're charging fees, we should charge fees.
Right.
Because we're not a charitable
and we,
organization.
well, legally, unless they can produce that, then we can waive it, but we can't give services away. We can't let people sell things for free. It's part of
Right,
the village law that we cannot give our services, or our services are the park
right.
and
Right.
electricity,
So why
or
can we let these people do it? Because
they can apply for a waiver based on being a New York agricultural.
Is there?
There is an
that
actual
such a thing?
certificate,
Okay.
certification.
Can I just bring one issue that we would probably want to consider though, if we're doing this? Normally, when we give out a vendor permit, it lets them do business with any. So would it be just for that event?
Right.
Or would it be for all events for the year? Because normally the vendor permit is for 1 year period.
Yeah, it's $50
Oh.
for the year, and they can sell in
Anyway,
fireman's
So would they have to
thing, they can
prevent
sell
this?
in the,
We present this every,
Yeah, how hard is it to get a farmer? I mean, is it pretty, what's the
I think there's
restriction?
paperwork involved in it and a
Yeah.
membership that they don't know that they have to pay for. I think it's a free membership, but they're just certified New York State,
Yeah,
selling only things from New York State.
yeah, grown and certified.
Grown, yeah,
Yeah,
like the rest area.
I mean, could we table it and just say, let us look into what the New York State agriculture, it
Yes.
is, and that way we could say like, hey, like, let's make sure that this is. Cause I could see it, like, if we're trying to bring more farmers and more of that type of
Mhm.
like vendor, and I wouldn't mind waiving the fee for that, but also in the back of my head, I'm like, I would like to just research that a little bit more before I say yes or no. How everyone else feels.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
No action taken. Shepherd Park, Summer Love and Fun Fest for Kelly's Angels, Rockin' for Ronald, and the Lake George Community Band Series, all of which we have waived the fees for in the past, as they are nonprofits and charitable organizations. The Lake George Community Band is just a godsend to have as an asset to the village and town. So they're the Thursday shows that it's truly spectacular when they have the weather to be playing the 1812 overture as the fireworks are going off behind them. It's pretty amazing. So I will, is that the list for Shepherd? No, yeah, that's the list for Shepherd Park. We'll do it park by park or park by location. I'll take a motion to approve these three.
Can we break out the waive the fees portion of the, because I'm okay with all the events, it just, if the community band doesn't charge fees, so the other ones do, so I would say,
Who charges fees?
the Summer Lovin' Fun and the,
Who do they
what's it?
charge
Ronald
fees to?
McDonald House?
They charge fees to their vendors, don't they? The vendors pay fees to be in the park.
I don't know. I think a lot of them, the proceeds go to a portion of the proceeds go to the
They charge,
the event,
The
like we
event.
charge.
they charge fees to people to use the bounce house.
That's true.
They charge fees.
Well, they're profit raising, they're charitable, or they're raising money for the charity. Of course, they're gonna charge, and the portion of those fees go back to them for
Yeah.
having the event. That's how charitable events work.
His point is always just saying he wants to separate it out because he wants to vote saying that the community band doesn't charge any
They
fees or
don't charge
anything
any
like that. So
fees.
he agrees to waive the fees versus the other ones, they charge fees. It's not, there's just the difference to see.
Oh,
That's all.
you can vote no if you want
I'm
to.
just saying that I want to separate it out so I can
Yeah.
distinguish those two. Those three,
Not just
one from the other.
individually.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Summer 11.
Summer 11 approval and Rockin' for Ronald approval, Lake George Community Band Series. And we'll take the fees separately. So approval of the event to go on is what I'm looking for in a motion.
I'll make a motion for the events to go on.
Take a second.
I'll second that.
Second by trustee Jose. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. So to waive the fees for Summer 11 Fun Fest, take a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay the fees.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay.
Nay.
Rockin' for Ronald waive the fees. All those in favor say aye. Oh, wait,
Aye.
I'm sorry. I need
I'll
a
make
motion. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay.
Nay.
Okay. Waive the fees for the Lake George Community Band Series. We need to take a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve those. Oh,
Oh,
No,
motion
no,
seconded by
John.
trustee Joe. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Okay.
unanimous.
1 second.
John, made a
John.
motion, I
And you
seconded.
seconded. No. And it was I all, correct?
Aye, all.
I hope.
Beach Road parking lot and Blaze Park
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
American. John Root was a very astute, that rhymes, in catching the fact that it wasn't on the application last year for the Americade to have used Blaze Park, so we billed them for it and they paid. So thank you for catching that.
You're welcome.
So they have it on this current application this year for this year's, and that is just that one. We could take that and Charles R. Wood Park if no one has an issue with that. To approve Americade for both the Beach Road parking lot, Blaze Park and Charles R. Wood Park. They have separate application for Charles R. Wood Park as well. So we'll take those two together, if that's all right. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second. That's on the Beach Road parking in Charles R. Wood.
Yeah.
Correct, second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No, opposed, say nay. I think I heard all ayes. So Ottawa and Montcalm road closures for the community block party, which was quite successful last year. Might have some tweaks. The director of special events will be assisting, albeit from a detached status. We're gonna do most of that before he resigns from his position in the end of December. So I will take a motion to approve the community block party. And waive any fees because it is our party.
I'll make that motion.
I'll take a second.
I'll second it.
John Root, second. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay.
We'll also admit that it was not as big of a deal as I thought it was gonna be.
Oh,
It
good to
was
know.
actually
Thank
quite
you.
nice.
It was quite nice, wasn't it? It was. Number 6 is to designate fall cleanup days, October 22nd to November 22nd. So 21st to November 22nd. It gives a good solid month to get your leaves out if you need them picked up by the village.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is what I was trying, I forgot to point out. I think is this for Americade? Someone had made a note, I don't know if it was Deb or Nate. It says, please review and think about Monday use Memorial Meltdown day before, and is that all?
We've kind of worked that out where
Okay,
we've decided, as a county and village officials have decided that we need a presence there while there is a setup and takedown,
okay,
because if without witnessing it, it's always a who said, who did what and who created this damage. So we're gonna have a lot more of a presence by either
Ownership of the
ownership of the park.
situation.
Yeah,
okay, so we're good with that.
yeah,
then,
we're
okay.
good. They're gonna play nicely in the sandbox.
Sorry to backtrack.
No, that's fine.
Just wanted to make sure we.
So training. No, wait, do we need a motion for the fall cleanup?
No,
No,
it's just.
okay, just
basically,
designation.
I'm gonna set the date and I'm gonna send out the notice in the paper.
Yeah, so North Country Stormwater Trade Show Conference is Keith Lanfear, Chris Andrews, Gene Van Allen, and Dave Goodsell at $110 a person. It is at the Queensberry. October 15th, 8:30 to 4:30. It's the 15th. It's a Tuesday?
I believe it is.
Sorry. Change the calendar.
Yes, it is.
So Tuesday, October 15th. I can take all the training in one if you guys are willing.
Just one add-on, Mayor notified me earlier that he would also like to do the December 11th and
Yeah.
12th, so there would be an additional to doing the mayor on the second one for the county.
My name is
You're on there.
the first one, well, the first one too,
Yeah.
but it's in here, it just wasn't on the agenda.
Oh, yeah, why is it on there?
Yeah,
Do I have it? I have
It's a
it.
miss of a name, that's all,
I'll make sure.
but the
Oh, yeah.
paperwork's in there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Allison's on, you were on the
Yeah.
first. Introduction to Governmental Accounting, Office of the State Comptroller. It's an online course, November 20th and 21st for Julie, myself, Lori, Christine, Bruno, and Trustee Miller at $85 a person. Any other persons that would like to attend we'd be happy
Yeah.
to have you.
You Just watch over your shoulder.
No, it bothers me when people stand over my shoulder. So let Julie know if it increases, or if you'd like to be a part of it. And then accounting principles and procedures, also by the Office of State Comptroller, also online, December 11th and 12th. Julie, myself, and Allison. Allison's already signed up for it. I want to add myself, so that would be 3 instead of what you see in front of you. So I'll take a motion.
I'll
to
make that
approve this.
motion.
Second,
My second, I can.
You can second it, sure.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Mayor votes aye. Authorization to put the flowers out to bid. Judy has a list of
I
what she
put-
wants to buy. Did you didn't
I
put the
didn't get it.
purveyors? Okay.
no, I didn't get it until.
She
after all
usually
this.
sends it out to different ones, and sometimes we have had bad luck with a couple of them, but she knows where she wants to go, so it is also gonna be based on the price, but taking into consideration if we've had some bad luck with them before, then we would shy away, even though price might be, they're usually pretty neck and neck with the pricing.
Well, this is just a permission to go out.
Permission to
bid.
go out to bid, right?
And then the next meeting we'll have. the
Hopefully we'll get
results, And you guys can decide who will award.
So I'll take a motion for that.
So
Okay.
moved.
Second.
There you go.
First, second.
Yeah.
So it was John and Alan. then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Mayor votes aye. So local law proposal, special event parking permits, residential, I guess we were gonna discuss it. Sean and I had discussed it outside of the group, so we're kind of a month further behind than we wanted to be, but we have several months before we really have this as an issue. What are thoughts? I mean, we have you all had a chance to look at the language we had drafted. I know trustee Root had an idea that it was just the weekend events or special events like, correct me if I'm wrong, John, or I'll let you speak. If it was Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, and car show.
Well, my thinking was those dates where the parking at metered spots is all taken, everything is filled, and then it goes to like the private residence, whatever. And then you said the churches are doing it.
So then
They
if
have been doing
and
it.
They have been, and then they have a parking lot, and we, can't
So
tell them what they can and can't do with their parking lot. I mean, we could restrict it all completely, but if we restrict the churches, you can do that. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing, no,
But if we let them do it, why wouldn't we let
right,
Joe
that's the rub, I
junkie
guess.
public?
Right.
Yeah, that's the rub.
But should it be,
It should be limited, I think. I would say those weekends that I mentioned, I would include Thursday night fireworks. Hold on, Scott, we're discussing. And we'll get public comment in a moment. I would include Thursday nights, because it's actually makes traffic a little easier, on the streets, in my opinion.
so is it, they would offer an all-day fee up against our hourly rate. So, I mean, if I was coming in and I could park all day for $10, so that makes a better deal than
Than
putting
feeding
money
the
in the
meters.
meter, right? So, that's unfair competition for the village. I don't know how you want to look at that.
I don't know, if you look at the total spots that are used in private parking, not including the Maynard Center, because that's already an established business. Part of this is to not have competition for people with paid parking lots. If they have to get a business license and provide insurance, then that puts them right on the same level as, say, the Maynard Center parking lot.
Good point, that they do it all day,
They do it all day for,
Right.
I'm not sure what they
Yeah.
charge nowadays, but
So I guess as long as there's a process for them to get approval and they pay a fee, then that's.
yeah, but we have 780 parking spaces opposed to maybe 50 that are private, so I'm pretty sure we got the leg up on them.
And
And
from
we
what
can
I
get
see,
ticket, we can write tickets.
and
And we can write tickets.
And honestly, from what I've seen from walking around and driving through the village, people, they're not even parking in parking lots, in people's yards, until they can't find any other
Right.
place.
They're usually going around trying to find a spot where.
They're always
close.
trying to find the free place first,
Yeah.
and then they migrate, and it's always seems to be more the center of the village fills up. Unless there's an event at Charleswood Park, then that side fills up before the village, the center of the village fills up, so. I mean, I don't see it affecting us really.
I would say the way that I'm looking at it is not like what has been previously done in the past, but what it could look like in the future. And my fear is that this is something where residential homes are now being used as business-like ventures. And if I'm a homeowner, I don't want to live next to a parking lot if I didn't buy my house next to a parking lot. So, I mean, in my mind, is this bringing down property value for people that will live next to someone that could potentially do this? I mean, I have an extra lot at my house. I know my neighbors don't want me to do that, but if we pass this law, then I would have every right to do it.
Well, right
at
now,
this time.
there's nothing, there's no guidelines in our local law at all. This at least provides guidelines as to when they can do it, hours that it's permitted, and days that it's permitted. Right now, it's free for all.
Yeah,
So this is a start to, only that period, only these set periods of time can it be done? Right now, anybody could do it anytime. And there's no, we got away from it back in 2018 when we drafted that.
Yeah.
But let's take some public comments. I know Scott had something he wanted to say.
Me and my wife have probably been doing it the longest of anybody. We've been doing it like 20-something years. We've come up with some ideas that I think you guys should consider. The churches park, as soon as they fall, everybody leaves. The people got nobody to contact in case they have an issue while parking on their property. Us, we're right at the house. We tell the people, if you have an issue, just come up, knock on the door. You know, we can take care of it. We had one guy, he needed AAA. We put it under our AAA, because his battery went dead while it was parked in our yard. The church, Caldwell, for car show, had that big yellow sign up 3 days before they were parking. People got confused. They thought they were parking that day. And it didn't give anybody else a chance, because you know us, we put the signs up when we're ready to park, take them down as soon as we close down. There's few people that go out in the road and they literally bring people in, which is a big no-no.
There's no honking.
I haven't
is it?
seen any this year, so.
The guy at the end of James Street has that chain link fence right across from Tom McKinney's house. He was doing. I went over and told him that he couldn't do it. You know, I said, they're gonna shut us down and you can't. Well, actually, I told his daughter. And he thought I was yelling at his daughter, and he came up and he threatened to knock me out of the wheelchair and everything. And I told the code enforcement about it. But he was bringing people, he was going out and grabbing door handles. I got it on video. But anyways, that's one thing, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, no honking is in the law.
But other than that, the main thing is to keep, somebody on property in case one of their parkers has an issue.
At least provide a phone number, right?
Yeah, something. And, if you guys could add Oktoberfest, we did better with Oktoberfest last year than we did with car show. And Light Up the Village was another busy day. We were going crazy with that. You guys consider it. Next year, we're gonna go for the permit. Me and my wife have been married 32 years, and I think this is the eighth or ninth time we've both agreed on something. But we decided to go with the permit for next year. I didn't do it last year because I was laid up with 5 broken ribs in my right collarbone, so she did it all last year, so I don't know. I don't have anything to go on what.
So
happened
did you
in
have something to put in
last
the,
year.
you gave them something to put in their windshield so that you knew they paid, or?
Yeah, we have, we hand out a sheet. They stick the one piece in their windshield and the other piece we keep on with the same number, matching numbers with their phone number.
Okay,
So if something happens, we got a way to get a hold of them. We're the only ones that do that. Nobody else in the village does that. Which is coming, like that guy last year with a dead battery, and, you know, we've had a couple other small incidences and stuff. Nothing major, but, you know, helped us out.
all right, well, I will get a fresh copy of what we have to everyone, think
Yeah.
about it.
There could be some details added, obviously.
Right,
Yeah.
there could be, and I agree with the phone number or a minimum of a phone number to reach a responsible person. That's a good idea. So we can add that to it, put some more restrictions, take a look at it again. I'll get you a fresh copy, you know, over by email.
Okay.
And,
Right, and one more thing. I know you guys have an 11 o'clock curfew. Everybody's gotta be out by 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
There is some exceptions you should consider. We have people, you know, the morning people, they come in 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. They have no problem. We have people coming in trying to get to their dinner, you know, their work at dinner time. They park in our yard, and they're usually after 11 o'clock. So I'd make an exception if it was an employee that was working in the village.
If that's the case, then I would imagine that's a case by case type thing, and I would leave it to your charge to police that.
Those I usually park up right next to my house, so they're not leaving like disturbing the neighbors and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's give this some thought. We don't have any real time constraints, but let's get it wrapped up before the snowplow. How about that? Okay. Where are I? Oh, new website design. That's a good one. We've been down this road before. We received, it's a larger task. I've received a price from 4 or 5 different companies. Black Dog was pretty expensive. They do the county one. Novio, I don't think that one includes the migration of all of our meetings and the things that have been put on the website since its inception that we're obliged to keep on there. That's a great price, but it's not what we need.
Yeah, the prices are all over.
Yeah. Sarah Mannix gave us a pretty decent price too, but she's the one that explained to me why it was the way it was, what goes into it. There's a lot that goes into it, but we do have, that was 14,000. We have Sarah's in here? Oh, Munibit was another one. I'm not sure they really would migrate all of our stuff. I didn't see it in there, but she was.
Oh, we had them all in here.
I saw Sarah somewhere in
Did
the
you?
process, but there was a lot of material in there. I'll be honest, I didn't go over it in a lot of detail because I figured you guys were vetting pretty well, but what would be the ultimate objective? Is it more or less the government stuff, or are we acting on a promotional tourism?
It's not a promotional way. It's
Okay.
actually what we're gearing toward is the allowing of pay your water bill online,
To
pay
that-
your
okay,
taxes
that's
online.
sophisticated. Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
so
life easier for our staff.
it'll be a lot easier for receivables
Yeah.
to have this process that way. This is the start to that end. Also, ADA compliance is a big thing.
Mhm.
Different colors and different size text, font, motion of it. All of that is considered in ADA compliance, and I just think it's time for us to step into the 21st century.
We've got some catching up.
We got some catching up.
Looking at our website compared to some others.
Yeah, it's pretty clunky.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm also wanting to migrate away from that platform of which caused all of our email failures over the summer, that
Yes.
the woes of missing 10 days in August and 6 days in July of emails. That can cripple an office nowadays.
Right.
I mean, we're using our personal emails to send things to people, which shouldn't be. And that being said, while we're discussing this, we need to start using our new emails.
Well, I tried,
LGvillage.org.
but my
Lori-
password given to me didn't
He,
work. so-
he sent it, he should have sent you an email, another one today.
I got mine to work.
You got yours to work? Good. I did an auto reply on my other one, my old email, through the Zimbra program that you can use. It's a free
You get
program.
Emails though, I don't. I mean.
Yeah, I know, you don't, but when you send them, I prefer they were all coming from the same naming convention. I've instructed our staff to do so as well, and they're working their way through it. But what I did with even being the trustee one, I would forward it to the mayor account, and then with an auto reply as well, saying this email is no longer used. Please send email for future correspondence and update your records to indicate this email address.
Oh, I still get emails from my old trusty root Gmail.
The Gmail, yeah.
But. Yeah,
I just shut mine off. I stopped the
Yeah.
forwarding of it. Okay, so I would recommend Innovative Technologies. They are doing our IT support currently. And I believe that I'd like to have it kind of all in one house, in my opinion.
yeah, makes sense.
And we have budgeted the money for this. So I say we pull the trigger and modernize.
Based on.
I
your
see hesitation.
Yeah, I just feel like
Explain.
in my mind, it's just so, it's expensive to me. So I'm hesitant to spend the money on just updating our website. I really would love to know. I mean, obviously, we don't have many taxpayers here, but like what, the Village of Lake George residents feel like, do they want us to spend the money and updating our website?
Okay, I
Versus-
can answer that, because yes, they do. Every time they come in to pay their water bill, they say, why can't I do this online? Not everybody, but a good
Right.
portion of people have said, when can we start seeing that? I pay my county taxes, or I pay my school taxes, I can pay the town. A lot of the communities around us are already there.
I totally get that. People want to pay them online. I think the question that I would ask is, do you want us to spend $11,000 so that you can, or do you just prefer to pay them through check? I mean, if most people are like, oh yeah, just spend $11,000, and I guess that's where I'm being.
I think it costs a lot more than you realize, and that goes into this. It's
Oh,
not
no, I
just
know
a-
what goes
yeah.
into it. Yeah, I
You did some
understand that
research,
it's,
yeah.
yeah, I understand that it's very.
And this is one-time cost, it's not,
Some of
your
them were
setup.
like.
Some of them were
yearly,
recurring,
That
but-
was like a recurring.
Right, there are
development.
recurring fees that do
Yeah.
happen, but we have recurring fees where we're currently at.
monthly
So
recurring fees
there
of
are
$219 is not
Monthly.
bad. As opposed to the one-time $10,200 fee. That's one time, we're done.
I mean, does
Yeah.
everyone else feel that that's worthwhile, $11,000 to update the website?
Well, the other issue too is compliance. There's a lot that goes into records management,
Okay.
and we're not totally in compliance with what we're doing right now.
So this would create
That would
compliance
have
in what way?
compliance, yes. Like I said, it's records management. It's where the records go and where they're held, where all of like when we give the minutes to them. There's a lot of records management that it's not there.
There's
You can't
also
even go in to
days are
find.
gone.
So it's very difficult as well to find any kind of forms. People should be able to go online, fill out a form, submit it.
I don't disagree that I wish it was updated. I'm just struggling with the cost. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well,
Well, we
Unfortunately,
budgeted for it
Clark-
knowing it was gonna be about that much, so.
yeah, but unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about the cost. If we did it 5 years ago, it would have been a lot 5 years ago to do something like this, but I don't want to go out to eat and go out and buy food anymore because it costs too much,
Fair.
but it's something you gotta do.
Where do you
so.
eat?
231 out.
231 Autos.
Right.
So I think it's time, and I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
a fruitful result at the end. I think things will get paid on time, take some stress off the office. A lot of modernization is happening now. We're on our way to the new time clocks and record keeping for that, so all of it being integrated into our website is I think key for us.
And so they would be supporting it on a regular basis, not
Yeah,
just because.
Well, right, and we'll also have, I'll be able to go and change things. 2 staff members upstairs would be able to go and update things, you can
Right.
put the schedule of events on. We're not gonna have to call to have them do it every time. It's a
Right,
easy fix or easy
yeah.
change.
What we have now is unacceptable, been that way for quite a while.
Agreed.
Real quick, so on the record. No, it's a lot of money. I absolutely get it, and I think, I'm happy that someone's pointing out that it's a lot of money, because it is. But what this really is, and we've all tried to go on digital towpath. This right here, it's more than just a today website, or tomorrow website for the future. The foundation, the structure of this, on top of paying water bills and so on, this could really become our community bulletin board, the way for us to get more information out, communicate, and also get it back. We talked about before, about like suggestion boxes, so on.
Surveys.
We can have it digitally now, surveys.
Mhm.
All of our meetings could be on that site.
Mhm.
So we have one site to go to if they want to drop in to our government. We're really opening our doors to them, and
I mean, they don't have to search
Yeah.
YouTube for.
yeah.
Well,
This,
so-
this is basically the framework to jump into everything we want to do before. And now we could actually get that quick reaction. How did you feel about the weekend? You can have a survey out there and people go to one site now. I'm excited for it. I remember when I first moved up here, I kept looking at the village lake and I kept going lakegeorge.com, thinking that was for the government.
Yeah.
Then I realized,
We do own, three domains. We own the Village of Lake George.us, we own the Village of Lake George.com, and we own lgvillage.org. All of those will point to the same direction, same, homepage.
Do we know that we can do surveys and things like that with this company?
Yeah.
They said, yeah, they could.
You probably have a live cam somewhere, right, or a collection of them.
I was hoping to
That-
incorporate that.
that's
I'm
what I'm
working
hoping
on
too.
cameras right now. I only got one bid, so we'll actually not even get a bid yet. I met with one guy so far. And then we'll have to discuss the length in which we want to go, but to replace the ones that were in Shepherd Park is initially what I was meeting with, but also keep an eye on the Lakefront Walkway, McDonald Pier, Beach Road, all the shenanigans that were going on there in the spring. But yeah, that's another topic for another time, but I would recommend that we go with Innovative Technologies. It was not only the lowest bid, but also comparable for what we need. And he's already kind of here. So that is my recommendation, and I'll take a motion in support of that.
I'll make that motion.
John made the motion,
I'll
Joe
second it.
seconded it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed say nay. Motion carries. Water changes. Transfers and audits. I did want to touch on transfers and audits. Julie wanted to explain that it's going to go down a little bit. We had some,
Yeah, because I was
Additional-
on training last week, I got all of the bills ready by the 16th. What happened was on the 16th at 7 or whatever time, one of the Fridays at the Lake got canceled. Meanwhile, I had put in to pay for that date. So we overpaid.
Jim Anderson.
What we're gonna do is basically, we're gonna cancel that check and reissue it at a lower rate. So the audit finding's gonna be off, I think it's $4,000 on the one. Live sound was also supposed to do with that. I have to look at the live sound one because I think he was expecting 2,500 or 2,550. And we only paid him 1,550. So I think that $1,000 that to delete it will make us even. I've got to verify that though by looking at the numbers, but those two things will be changed on this. I will submit them to you at the next board meeting to let you know exactly what the audit was. But just want to let you know that there is gonna be a change on it because I don't want to pay them and have to wait for a check to come back.
Sounds good.
Okay, just so you know, so to tentative approval on this, knowing that it's going to change, I'll take a motion in support of that.
No, this is for the water and the.
Yeah, water and
transfer.
transfers, yeah.
I'll make that motion, knowing there's gonna be a change.
Knowing there's gonna, yes, thank you, Joe. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Mayor votes aye. Let's see, chief, what you got? Anything?
Last week, we were able to accomplish a lot of, our equipment testing. The aerial, perhaps you've seen it, the aerial was out, the ground ladders, pumps and hose testing. Some of our hoses failed because of leaks, couplings, and old age. I need permission, I guess, or just so that you're aware, we no longer have any use for them. You can't really give them to another department, so we're gonna toss them.
Is there an upcycling use for them, like I don't know, wrapping a tree with them or something like that, or I'm just asking if there's anything like maybe someone in the community would need, or the fittings could be made into a lamp, I don't know, I'm just curious.
My skill sets don't do that, but, if you know of somebody that would be interested in, we have used some of the stuff, municipalities have taken some of it for some of their pumps and stuff, but, there's so much out there now that nobody
Yeah.
wants it.
I know that I heard Fire Hose makes really good dog toys. I can't.
Well,
shoot through 'em.
and I know this is probably something totally crazy, but I know when you do your drills and stuff like that. I mean, would it be worth it to hold, just so you're dragging them, or you're not dragging the good ones across the roads and stuff like that, just for your drills and your practices and
Training.
trainings? I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
The criteria for drills and that kind of stuff are the same. as
Still have to
fire
be,
use.
okay,
Okay,
You still have to have up to date gear, with up to date equipment.
right.
and that kind of stuff now. I was able to, the ratchet binders that you use for securing loads on equipment. I took some, and the best reuse that I found for them is to put them underneath the ratchet straps so that they didn't, abrade on the sharp edges.
Right.
Protective sleeve, like, right? Yeah.
But one hose can accomplish that.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. How much stuff are we talking? I'm talking like truckload or?
I haven't seen the exact number, probably, it's all different sizes. Probably 1,000, 1,500 feet.
Wow. And you have replacements for them, or you have,
At this time, I have not had the opportunity to do that, so
Okay.
now that we know where we are, we can target the areas and budget to fill those that
yeah, the equipment budget, yeah.
we had extra stuff, so all the apparatus is still where it's supposed to be,
Good.
but our standby stuff is not depleted, but of course went down.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, good.
All right, well, thanks for the update. I saw you guys out there doing the testing.
There was a lot of work in just a few days, so.
So does he have permission to dispose of it?
Oh, yeah, and do we need a motion for that?
Just.
I don't think so.
general-
General
the
consensus
motion,
of the
it doesn't
board
have to
is-
be a resolution. just a
Sure, do what you
motion.
gotta do with it.
Yeah,
Very well, thank you.
okay.
Just real quick, how'd you guys do with your fundraiser for the
Oh,
truck,
yeah.
the truck,
The antique thing?
yes.
We learned quite a few lessons.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Maybe, targeting the actual parade time wasn't the time to do that. We would have been better served during the day when people are kind of looking at stuff on the
Right.
street as opposed to looking at stuff out on
Right.
or on the sidewalk.
You had a good presence, though. There was a lot of people. I walked by during the Friday.
Our little corner there that the membership has kind of commandeered over the years has become a destination almost for car shows. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
The t-shirt stuff does really well.
Oh, good.
Probably the best weekend out of the whole year.
Yeah, t-shirts did very well.
Great.
Good.
All right. Hugh, you got anything? You good? Okay.
Thank you. You already did what?
Yeah,
you needed. Sorry, I'm late.
that's okay. It's okay. Keith, you got anything?
I'm good right now. Yeah. thank
Okay.
you.
Trustee Root?
Some minor things.
Sure.
On one of my ice cream cone searches, talking to Patty, she told me a story how a friend of hers had a resident, probably a town resident, had stopped at Capri for a pizza, picked it up, came out, and had a ticket on her car. So they were upset, and then the subject of parking passes for residents came up again, and
It's
did we do-
illegal. It's illegal.
Right, did we do away with the courtesy things? or-
We
Ran out of
ran
it?
out of them,
Ran out?
basically.
Okay.
And they actually we got more letters about the courtesy things. It was in doing what we thought, you and I and the rest of the board thought that, we wanted to bring back as a courtesy thing. It ticked people off more than anything. They thought it was a ticket and refused to believe otherwise.
Stop.
Julie had to field so
I
many
was like,
calls
please,
on
can we
that.
get rid of these?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had an almost hour conversation with one lady who managed to get it on her birthday. And it
We ruined her birthday.
Ruined
We
everything.
ruined her birthday,
Wow.
according to her.
Talk about a backfire, huh?
Yeah,
I'm wondering if we could if we can ask the lawyer to look into the parking passes again, just because when we were down in Saratoga this summer, they were doing it for Saratoga City
Let
residents.
them get sued. They got sued in Albany. They did it in Troy. Every time they get sued, like Placid did it, they just lost a lawsuit.
Really?
I'm keeping up on this.
Oh, interesting.
Lake Placid just lost a lawsuit and they have to go back to, either free parking or metered parking.
Well, that's my first time I discovered parking, how the Park Mobile in Burlington. I went back again later, looking forward to using it. And I couldn't get it to work on any of the streets. And finally I went to a paid parking lot and paid $4 an hour, but it come to find out from Christie that it's free parking on Sundays. That's why it didn't work. So, that's something like local knowledge, that I didn't have any.
Yeah, I had
So
that
anyway.
in, it happened to me in Rochester. I was there just to eat dinner.
Yeah.
I was working out there and the meter stopped at 5 and it was like 10 of 5 and I'm like, I want to put more than 10 minutes in this. And it wouldn't let me.
Yeah,
And so I kept trying and then I realized that 5 o'clock is, you didn't have to pay and
Yeah,
But-
same thing with Placid as
Yeah.
it times out and it's like, cause I had the same deal when I went to Nikon last year. I was like, well, this is really silly. And then I walked over and I actually read what it said and I was like, no.
no,
yeah,
reading, yeah.
it just takes one person from out of town that sees that there's a parking pass and it's considered
Yeah.
discrimination in New York State.
And what happened, we looked at that one time before, and they were actually, senior citizens were looking for it. And the problem was, the senior citizen's grandson was using her grandmother's car to go to work.
Yeah.
And parking,
Same with
For
the
free,
handicap,
yeah,
why
handicap.
we charge the handicap because
you know,
that's
so
what was
that's,
happening.
it sort of kind of defeated the purpose, of trying to do a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to get down to the lake and walk the lake, you start at 9 o'clock, and you're up early.
Taking
Yeah.
chances. Another thing was during the car show, my new neighbor on the corner had somehow got this sign that said tenant parking only and put it at the end of the street and nobody came up there and parked because usually during the car show.
Yeah, they usually load up
packed,
wherever
yeah.
there's a spot,
Oh,
right?
yeah. So nobody came up and parked. So,
That's pretty great.
and he said, can we get it? I actually asked previous mayor for this years ago. It never happened, but technically that's either a dead end or a no outlet or some sort of
Mhm.
way that, because we get a lot of people that go up there and end up finding they can't go
Get to
anywhere.
Robert's house.
And
Yeah.
do in Robert's driveway and back out.
Yeah.
So if I don't know what the proper signage would be, whether it be no outlet or dead end. Nobody wants to live on a dead end, but I guess. So
I think Robert might get a kick out of that.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, the verbiage and the signage is correct. There's not much more to say.
But there's
Yeah,
nothing
But
there.
There isn't a
School
sign
put
there.
chain up- Well, the school put a chain up there, so it's not
Yeah,
like.
it's
they're not
actually,
no through.
it's actually school property.
It is school property.
We
That's
just
not even-
maintain it as a thoroughfare.
It's not an official street.
Yeah.
really. Anyway.
If we have a dead end sign, can we put one up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Change it to deadhead, but.
Yeah, yeah.
And one other thing, I just like, everybody has the street, I don't know about what happens on the back street, but on Ottawa Street, the street sweepers out there on a regular basis. And Eric is the only one that takes the time to go up School Street. He backs it up there, one I've seen anyway. So here's a shout out to Eric
All
for
right.
cleaning up School Street.
Not only does he run a football pool really well, he runs a street sweeper. really
He
well.
does, yeah, we appreciate everything Eric does.
Well, a street like that, you would only do it once a month or once a week.
Yeah, it's always Eric though, that I look out. Whenever I see it being done, it's Eric at the wheel. I don't know. He decides because he backs it up there and probably not everybody wants to back that thing up. the
Yeah.
street. That's all I got.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, again, I mean, it's late in the season, but maybe we can get a jump on it for next year. Tents for several of the areas.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be drafting something new for the village code for the board to approve and take a look at. Cause we've been dealing with it every year,
Yeah.
and I'd rather just deal with it once.
Yeah, because I know we kept on
Tents.
tents, well, you know, it's for the summer, you get a couple places that have the facilities, they can put one up, but they decided not to put it up because they didn't want to get any ramifications or anyone coming down heavy on them for anything, so.
Who's that?
Last spot,
Oh, he put a tent up, didn't he?
not in the parking lot.
Oh, the other
The
tent in the back,
structure's up.
okay.
Yeah, he's got permission for
Yeah.
those because he's always had those, but
Mhm.
it's the big tent.
It was
That
the
is-
COVID things that they put up. We
Yeah.
allowed it during COVID. and,
Yeah. We allowed him during COVID.
Right.
You know.
Carte blanche, really. Trying to get people to get
And then
business.
I gotta talk to you, someone that brought up something about naming a park that you didn't have, they didn't have a phone number for you, so I'll talk to you about that. Someone's
Okay.
looking for maybe a possible park or something to name after Eddie Ryan or something like that, small pocket park or something, just to, you know, for a local home, you know, hero and,
Yeah,
you
give
know,
it some thought.
disabled and no, that was it, those are the two.
Okay. Listen.
Have we set a date yet for the emergent, I wanna say we're calling it the emergency services? meeting?
Emergency,
To try to-
evacuation type
Yeah,
meeting.
Yeah,
Chris just got back last week,
Okay.
so I will reach out to him.
yeah. I was just talking about more people parking in the village during those events. I would really love a plan.
He believes he has one, and I've talked to him about it. It's basically hand controlling people,
Yeah.
two
Side of
street,
Montcalm
Amherst
Highway.
Street and Montcalm Street
No
go
left.
north.
All right-hand turns is
And
the
then-
key.
Yeah, and right hand and
Yeah.
any of the other streets go south out of the village. So you just identify the fact that there's an exit up there, that 22. So you're, and then Beach Road can only go east.
Well, we used to do it, but I think our staff,
I think we
so
just,
much abuse or.
they took a lot of abuse.
Yeah,
I
they didn't wanna
remember
Do it.
Bubba particularly got called a very mean name last year during the American.
Just covered it.
Yeah,
That was my big question.
yeah, I will contact Chris and we'll get that ignited.
Okay, good.
Is it, you're good?
That was my
Okay,
question.
all right.
So,
I've got nothing else. Julie, do you have anything? Since Julie shook her head, I take that as a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
So ordered. Thank you, everyone. Good meeting.
Get this-